Chapter 2. I wasn't there the day the first Indian horse came to our people, but I heard the story so many times as a boy that it became real to me. The Ojibwe were not people of the horse. Our land existed in an untamed thing, lakes, rivers, bogs, and marshes surrounded by citadels of bush and rock, and the labyrinth weave of country. We had no need of maps to understand it. We were people of the Manitous, the beings that shared our time and place with lynx, wolf, wolverine, bear, crane, eagle, sturgeon, deer, and moose. The horse was a spirit dog meant to run in open places. There was no word for it in the old talk until my great-grandfather brought one back from Manitoba. When the sun was warm and the song of the wind could be heard in the rustle of the trees, our people said that the Memegwasiuk, the water spirits, had come out to dance. That's the kind of day it was, sparkling, the eyes of the spirits winking off the water. My great-grandfather had wandered off into the bite of the north wind one day near the end of winter, headed west to the land of our cousins, the Ojibwe of the plains. His name was Shibojisik, slanting sky. He was a shaman, a trapper, and because he spent so much time out on the land, it told him things, spoke to him of mysteries and teachings. They say he had the sending thought, the great gift of the original teachers. It was a powerful medicine, allowing vital teachings to be shared among people separately by tremendous distance. Shibojisik was one of the last to claim its energy before history trampled it underfoot. The land called to him one day and he walked off without a word to anyone. No one worried. It was something he did all the time. But that late spring afternoon when he walked back out of the bush from the east, he was leading a strange black animal by a rope halter. Our people had never seen such a creature, and they were afraid. It was massive, huge as a moose, but without antlers, and the sound of its hoofs on the ground was that of drums. It was like a great wind through a fissure in rock. People shrank from the sight of it. "What manner of being is this?" they asked. "Do you eat it? How does it come to walk beside a man? Is it a dog? Is it a grandfather who lost his way?" The people had many questions. None would approach the animal, and when it lowered its head and began to graze on the grass, they gasped, "It's like a deer. It's as gentle as Wewejizgazi. It's called a horse," Shibojisek told them. "In the land of our cousins, it's used to travel long distances, to bear loads too heavy for men, to warn of Zenegush before he can be seen." "Horse?" the people said in unison. The big animal lifted his head and whinnied, and they were afraid. "Does it mock us?" they asked. "It announces itself," Shibojisik said. "It comes bearing great teachings." He brought the animal back on the train and walked it 30 miles from the station to our camp on the Winnipeg River. It was a percheron, a draft horse, a working beast, and Shibojisik showed the people how to halter it, to rig it with straps sewn from cedar roots and trading post rope, so it could haul the carcasses of moose and bear many miles out of the bush. Children learned to ride on its broad back. The horse pulled elders on toboggans across the deep snows of winter and allowed men to cut trees and hauled the logs to the river where they could float them to the mill for money. Horse was indeed a gift, and the people called him Gitchi Enemus, great dog. Then one day, Shibojisik called everyone together in a circle on the teaching rocks where the old ones drew stories on the stone. The people were only ever called to those sacred stones when something vital needed to be shared. No one knows where the place is today. Of all the things that would die and the change to come, the way to the sacred place was perhaps the most grievous loss. Shibojisik had brought Gitchi Enemus, and horse nibbled at the succulent leaves of the aspen while my great-grandfather spoke. "When the horse first called to me, I did not understand the message," Shibojisik told them. "I had not heard that voice before, but our cousins on the plains spoke to me of the goodness of this being, and I fasted and prayed in the sacred sweat lodge for many days to learn to speak with it. When I emerged from the sweat lodge, the horse was there. I walked with it upon the plains, and the horse offered me its teachings. A great change will come. It will come with the speed of lightning, and it will scorch all our lives. This is what horse said to me under the great bowl of sky. The people will see many things they have never seen before, and I am but one of them. This is what he said to me." When the Zenegush came, they brought the horse with them. The people saw the horse as special. They sought to learn its medicine. It became a sign of honor to ride these spirit beings, to race the wind with them. But the Zenegush could only see this act as thievery, as the behavior of lesser people, so they called us horse thieves. The change that comes our way will come in many forms, in sights that are mysterious to our eyes, in sounds that are grating on our ears, in ways of thinking that will crash like thunder in our hearts and minds. But we must learn to ride each one of these horses of change. It is what the future asks of us, and our survival depends on it. That is the teaching, spirit teaching of the horse. The people did not know what to make of this talk. Shiboji Sik's words scared them, but they trusted him, and they had come to love Gitchi Animus. So they took good care of him, fed him choice grains and hay that they traded for at the rail line. The children rode him to keep him fit. When the treaty men found us in our isolated camp and made us sign our names to the register, they were surprised to see the horse. When they asked how he had come to be there, the people pointed at Shiboji Sik, and it was the Zenagush who called him Indian Horse. It has been our family name ever since.